Oh, hello, everyone. I want to introduce Joanne Hillhorst. Joanne is my client, and Joanne has a story to share about her healing journey that I know you'll all be left feeling very inspired. Thanks for being here, Joanne.
Oh, thank you for having me.
How are you doing today?
Really good. Really good. Yes.
Good, good. So let's start with, what are the biggest results that you got on the program?
Well, I would say number one is just the learning and understanding of health and nutrition. I didn't have a good understanding of that before. I figured I knew, but I didn't. I also experienced a lot more energy that I hadn't had for years. Mobility was another thing. I couldn't walk very far at all. That came to light when my one son, his in-law, like our in-laws, came up, and we went for a little hike. And I was huffing and puffing and couldn't keep up and had to keep stopping. And I thought, this is awful. So I knew things had to change, but I did see all the changes with energy and mobility. The other thing was I was bloated all the time and just never hungry, felt full all the time, and didn't know how to eat properly. And yeah, and now I can, and I needed to have some weight loss, and all that happened. But it was like I was just stuck and I didn't know how to move ahead. And I had tried to lose some on my own. And not that the weight came on quickly, it just kind of progressed over the years. I was working full time, 2 active boys. My husband worked away, so he would be away like 3 weeks and then home 1 week. So basically, quite often, a single parent. And I just found that weight was just accumulating and accumulating. And, you know, I knew it couldn't go on, but I didn't know how to combat it. I would try to lose some weight and it would come right back on. Try to lose again, and I'd feel really energetic about it, and then back it would come. And I'd slip back into old habits and that, and which would be watching TV at night to pass the time and eating. So then the kids, they grew up, they went on to university. I just focused on my work, whatever. And then my mom was elderly and she wasn't doing so well. So I retired when I could retire and helped my mom. She was a couple provinces away, so excuse me, and helped to care for her. And it was through this time that I realized I don't want to be in that position. Then we had 2 little grandkids come into the picture, and I was looking at retirement kind of in isolation from my weight, because I didn't feel like going to an event. What would I possibly wear? It was like embarrassed to go out. So all those things just made me think, I really have to make a change here. And I want to be able to enjoy those children and play with them, lift them up, be able to bath them and lift them out of the tub. I couldn't bend over hardly. And for getting on the floor and getting up, I needed to have something to hang on to. So I thought, I'm not headed in a good way here. So yeah, that's pretty much where the change happened. I knew I wanted a different life for the grandkids, to be able to enjoy them.
That's amazing. There's going to be a lot of women that really relate to that. The easy to lose weight, but then it comes back on, easy to lose weight, then comes back on. And it's so frustrating. And then you feel like, oh, do I have to go on some kind of a diet? And oh my, what a struggle. But so much energy goes into that. That's what, the mental energy, the guilty, and all these, these feelings of shame and guilt and fear and all these things. I can just imagine how that a lot of women would really understand what you're saying.
Yeah. But I didn't realize the isolation it put me in. Like when someone suggested doing something, weight would be the first thing that popped into my mind. Do I have clothes that I could put on to do that? Do I have, am I able to do what they're going to go out to do?
So the confidence.
And I didn't. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it was setting you back to enjoy your life, to be with people.
Oh, for sure. Well, this is it. And I thought retirement's a time you want to be out there. You want to be free to do what you want, not be isolated more. And it was all because of the weight that I carried. And by that time, I was getting up over the 190. And it was just not a good scenario at all.
Right. It's cool that you recognize it. So, so basically before I'm not even sure how you found me, but anyways, you found me. Where were you before you found me? You were 190 pounds ish?
Yeah. 192 was my highest. Yes.
Right.
I had tried to lose a bit on my own, but just was stuck. Like there was, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you realized having the extra weight was setting you back with confidence, so you wouldn't even go out and be with people, kind of thing. You saw that you were, and also doing things that you love to do, because you like to hike and walk, don't you?
Well, I didn't up to that point. Like I enjoyed camping, but I couldn't walk, so I never did. I'd stay at the campsite and read.
Whoa.
That would be my out, right? So I didn't have to do the walk.
So you couldn't do things that you like to, you couldn't do things you like to do, kind of thing.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So why was it so important, once you realize this, why was it so important for you to fix it at that time?
Well, I think realizing that I was in retirement and not able to do things, it wasn't going to get any easier for me. If I couldn't get up off the floor then, I certainly couldn't as I aged. And the grandkids. Yeah. You want to be able to run and play and chase them around. And do activities that they like to do.
And also having maybe the responsibility of taking care of them, maybe as well, to help your kids out, maybe.
Oh, for sure. Well, that's what I meant. I couldn't even bend over to lift them out of the bathtub. Well, if you can't do that, they don't want grandma to look after them tonight.
Wow. That's major.
So, yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Do you remember when we started working together, your very first breakthrough, or like the aha moment?
My aha moment was like, oh my gosh, this is a lot of information. I was a little bit overwhelmed, Michelle, I have to tell you, in the very beginning. But I trusted you, and I trusted the process, and I threw myself into it. And I thought, I'm going to soak all this up and see where it gets me. And then I started noticing changes. I'd say the first one was finally more weight loss after that standstill for so long. It started to come, energy started to come. Once I had the energy, then I felt motivation. Like, I want to do this and I want to do better. And it just continued from there. And so, I would say weight loss and then the energy part.
That's great. And then the overwhelm. It's really a manual how to get healthy. And one thing with the program is we don't have missing pieces, because that's where the programs fall off the rails, is because it's not complete. And I love that you were a sponge. You asked a lot of questions, and you were interested in health, but whole body health.
That's right. Yeah. I couldn't read enough. I needed to understand it better. And I guess that's where my first comment there about the takeaway being a better understanding of health and nutrition. That was a missing piece for me. And I need to see it. I need to read about it. I need to learn about it. And you provided all that for me. And that was awesome.
And you took it. That's awesome. So was there a time in the beginning you thought it wouldn't work, or you thought, no, this is actually working?
I guess I didn't know, because everything that I tried didn't work. Everything that I thought I knew didn't work. So, but what did I have to lose? Like, I mean, I needed to try something. Something needed to change in my health, or I wasn't headed down a good road. So, yeah, I just put my faith in you, and yeah, everything fell into place.
That's good. And so what happened right away, as I understand it, is the weight loss started to come and stayed. And then you started to get the energy and then the motivation. It's like, okay, what's next? And then you started to understand more about the body. And then the compliance came on because you understood what you were doing is actually making a difference. Is that right?
And then, yes. And then it came to an actual change of mindset, because I could go to a restaurant. I knew what I wanted to eat. My meals, I didn't even think of anything different than how I was going to prepare them. Right. Yeah, it just changed everything that way. So a completely different mindset for me. Before, I think it was a lot of sugar drove my my cravings and my appetite, and now I've got that well under control. So it makes life just so much easier. And I don't look back. Like, I mean, that's behind me. I learned from it, and this is how I'll be for the rest of my life.
Yes, I know that. I saw the meals you were making. They were quite amazing, like extraordinary. They look delicious. Wow. So yeah, they really are. So time to bring everyone up to speed. Where are you at now in your health and your journey? And, what does your life look like now that you're retired and you have, the energy that you want, you're seeing your grandkids. How does your life look like now?
Well, it looks a lot brighter. Yeah, seeing the grandkids can't help but perk you up a little bit. I just have a more healthy lifestyle. I enjoy my outside time. I enjoy walking. Before, like, I couldn't, maybe a kilometer would be pushing it, and now we're between 6 and 8 kilometers a day. Love it. Love that time. And yeah, I just feel healthier. I feel less weight for sure. I've lost, I guess, just about 60 pounds.
Oh,
so it's made a huge difference. I can shop and get clothes that actually fit me. The weight isn't hindering me anymore at all. So
yeah, just think of going to the gym and picking up 2 30-pound weights and then letting it go. That's how much you were carrying on your body. Oh my gosh. From all that, the things that, yeah. So that's amazing. You must feel a lot lighter.
I do feel lighter and just way more energetic. Yeah. Feel like tackling things. Yes.
Yeah. You need it for the grandkids for sure.
That's right. That's right.
So with the women that are watching you right now, maybe they're heading into retirement, maybe they're over 40 or over 50, and they let things go because they had families or taking care of their families. Of course, that's what we do. But we didn't do, they didn't do enough of the self-care, or the wrong kind of self-care. And they're kind of on the fence going, I know I want to, it's just I have no energy and I'm losing hope. What would you say to those women?
Well, I wish I knew now what, or wish I knew back then what I do know now about health and nutrition. Something I missed along the way, and I didn't instill it enough in my own children because I didn't know. But I would just say, for starters, you're never too old. I was in my 60s, so like, I thought at that time I'd kind of missed the mark on getting my health under control, but that's not true.
Perfect.
So, and the body's amazing at recovery. And I didn't have aches and pains. I just had like heaviness and weight that I couldn't lift myself off the floor. And I think no matter what age the big takeaway is that you can get that under control. And consistency. You know, you just have to keep doing it. You have to. I've had lots of days where I don't feel like exercising, maybe, but you put on those shoes and you walk out the door, and like 2 minutes into your walk, you're happy you're there. It's that stop the procrastination and just move.
Yeah. That's really good. So health is a journey, and you can start at any age because the body, it'll adapt to what you're doing. And, you know, Joanne's a prime example of this. Even though, you know, she wasn't able to, you know, give this information to her kids because she didn't know, she can give it to her grandkids.
Oh,
because they're sponges. And I love that. You're going to raise healthy grandkids. Oh my gosh. That's amazing. That's incredible.
Yeah. Well, the boys too. I mean, they have paid attention to see mom and dad change as much as they have. So it's helped them.
That's good. You are a shining example. I am so grateful for what you do. I'm so proud of the work you did. You inspire me. Okay. And I'm sure you've inspired a lot of others. So I want to thank you so much for taking the time, Joanne, to share your story.
Well, thank you very much. It was, I'm very appreciative of you and your program and all of the help that you've sent my way to help me live a better life too. Appreciate it, Michelle.
Thanks, Joanne.
Thank you. Okay.